Hi, this is Ernie again. I had a couple quotes I wanted to go over today and talk about a few more tips about anxiety. So the two quotes that I picked out are related to the C. So I'll explain those and then we'll get into some of the content. So the first quote is, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. So I like this quote. I think it's helpful in terms of giving us kind of ammunition when we're feeling sort of struggling with something, or we're running into a lot of trouble or obstacles. It kind of allows us to see things from a brighter perspective, like sort of making the best out of bad situations, which again, I'm not a big fan of that. If you're really feeling down, it's not always so helpful, but sometimes it's helpful if you can change your perspective a little bit to see, oh, this is kind of cool. This idea that, by having more trouble, it really is deepening my skill set. It's deepening my resolve. It's allowing me to work on parts of myself that, although I probably wouldn't have asked for these things, it really does strengthen the core of me. And it also is something that motivates us to push ourselves a little bit harder when we're running up against obstacles, and keeps our motivation alive, which is a big part of how we combat feelings of discouragement or hopelessness, or feelings of depression too. These are kind of cool things that, at least intellectually, might inspire us a little bit. Doesn't mean that these quotes are going to turn around on a dime how you're feeling, but I find these helpful for myself. I feel like this is pretty good wisdom to keep in mind. The other quote that I think goes along with this, with the same kind of naval theme: a ship in a harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. And that was, I have that attributed to a person named J.A. Shedd. But I like that, again, it's kind of cool that this is another way to motivate us to maybe seek out risks, not to play it too safe. Again, it's up to everybody's decision to decide how conservative or risky they want to be. But when, as an anxiety professional, we work a lot with helping people take risks, because what we find is people come to us, their lives are so kind of constricted and restricted because they're so afraid of things. No judgment. I have the same problems. I've had the same problems in my life, but it really is a way to inspire all of us to reach out a little bit further, to kind of go for things. And a big part of our therapy is what's called exposure therapy, or really facing your fears in a rational way. But you need a lot of coaching. You need a lot of motivation to get over that. Most of us don't get over our fears unless we're really motivated to do it, or we see some sort of big prize on the other side. And so I like this quote, that it really kind of, pushes you a little bit, like, hey, a ship in a harbor is safe, but that's not what we're built for. And same with humans. We're not necessarily built to play it safe all the time. You're welcome to do that, but a lot of times it really is restricting us from achieving our big goals, our big desires, and really that freedom and happiness that most of us want. If we thought about, what do we really want emotionally and mentally, those are the prizes that we want. So hopefully these two quotes were helpful. I'll just read them quickly and recap. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Really capitalizing on this idea that, obstacles and troubles really can be ways of helping us become more skilled and able in the future, really strengthening us. And then the second one, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. And this idea that safety isn't always the goal that we want to set out for. Although we don't want to completely throw these things out of the picture either. They're helpful to think about, but sometimes our safety is preventing us from living the lives that we want, or achieving things, or having the freedom that we so often desire. So hopefully that was helpful, and stay in touch for future quotes.